Who remembers the 90s? Well, certainly no one born in the 2000s, that's for sure. Yeah, that's right. I did just make myself feel old. It was intended. But seriously, who remembers 90s TV as a kid? It was a time when companies were kind of jumping off the gritty and cheap bandwagon of the 80s TV shows like He-Man, Dallas, and Bruce Forsyth's teeth whenever he showed those cuddly toys. And instead of this, they replaced them with shows that were kind of dark and they either broke or made you. Today's kids will never understand our torment. You know, you got Gumball, we got the Animals of Farthingwood and Animals Being Run Over, you got My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, we got Michael Burke and babies flying on railway tracks in 999. The list goes on, except Thomas the Tank Engine. I feel in my mind that it's kind of a bit more messed up now than it used to be. I mean, seriously, did you see what happened to James recently? It was like, wow. That beats anything from my childhood. Somehow it was a trend to be edgy and dark, to be clever, thought-provoking, or uncomfortable. The latter is more so, and this is where Cornucopia fits itself perfectly into this review. In 1990, British animator Paul Couvela, known for his work on Bob the Builder, Okie Doke, and a personal favourite of mine, the Life on Mars Camp Green parody, decided to go in what I would class as the complete opposite direction and create an extremely abstract piece of animation that nukes the Sandman out of the water without even trying in terms of creepiness. Now, I can't really describe to you what exactly this film is, but what I can tell you is that it's a very interesting mixture of art design and animation, especially how flawless the characters move. Considering back in the day, animations could be very jagged at times, but I just love how sometimes you almost feel like there's a form of puppetry going on the way how smooth the characters work, despite the fact it being creepy as Now, after talking to Paul himself, he actually told me that this was a graduation piece he did at art college, and that the art inspiration is actually based off people like, I think they're called Hieronymus Bosch, Joanne Ashworth, and Terry Gilliam, to name a few. Now, I actually know Terry Gilliam's work because, of course, Monty Python, Jabberwocky, you get the gist, 12 Monkeys and all that banana bandit. So, why don't we just have a look and see what these other two are like so we know what's in store. So, what are we waiting for? No, seriously, what are we waiting for? I mean, if you've got to be somewhere else, that's fine. I mean, I've got all this written here. We could just do it anytime. It would be a shame to waste. Come back next week, next year, next century. Do a Crystal Eccleston. Wait for the 100th anniversary. Anything? No. Fine. Okay, let's take a look at Cornucopia. So the opening of the film begins with wait. I forgot something. This is just a precautionary measure. So the film opens with us outside a pub, and inside we meet some of the locals playing cards. Well, that didn't take long. This guy cheats at cards, and this guy decides to throw up some form of turd worm as a response. What the f*** is all that about? And judging by the other two, they're equally with me. They're like, Jesus Christ, Ron, not again. Yeah, that's nasty. I'm sorry, George, it's your condition the But I guess this must be common, considering as this centipede makes its journey, this monster of a beast just cuts it straight in half. Is that you, Jabba? You survived the battle with Luke and the gang? Now you're a worm wrangler? What even is this? Oh god, that just adds to my growing fear of this piece. Oi, music and lyrics, shut up over there. Oh god, I didn't mean to put me off a sex life. Jesus Christ. Oh god, I don't know which is worse. The people, the turd farm, Jabba the Hutt, or these two making out? Not only does this worm problem seem very common by the sight of it, but no one actually knows how to deal with it. They just sliver out and then Jabba the Hutt takes care of it. What the hell? Seriously, Barry, can't you do that somewhere else? I could say the same to you f***ing exhibitionists. I know you got me going as well. At least I don't do it on people. What is in the drinks in this pub? You won't find this on Points of Interest.
Ah yes, this pub was recommended to me, but apparently it gives you worms, but it gets a 3-star rating for good customer service. But then again, it could be worse. It could be that hotel where the guy takes your kid's eyeballs. Then again, I had to give it a 2-star because the breakfast was pretty good.
Oh God, can this get any worse? Okay, Justin. Well, at least it's good to know this guy's up to no good sitting by the fire and, oh, for God's sakes, you're looking at porn! Why? I am only 3 minutes into this and I actually have such a high level of discomfort right now. What exactly is going to beat this? Oh, a stranger, this isn't good. One conversation with these people, they'd be throwing up turd worms for a week. Get out of there, man! Save yourself! So whoever this person is, they are clearly not welcome in this pub. But noting this awkward atmosphere, he just continues to walk in and nearly gets his throat slit. Sounds pretty normal in a UK pub to me. But then what happens is that this guy just pulls out a bag of apples and then Jabba the Hutt puts a penis on his lap? What? I seriously, I have no idea what that was going. What the f*** did he do that for? Why a penis? What relevance does that penis have? That can't be a penis, can it? I know it is, I'm just having a hard time believing this. Why do apples give waves to dildos on laps? Is it noting how excited he is? I have no clue. Even the guy who's come in is like, the f*** did I just walk into? Oh dear God, this is too much. And then the confusion continues where he offers the guy the apple and he pulls his head down with the sword. Not on his dick though. No, this is the classy joint. You save those oral skills for the worm kissing, mate. So I guess the apples are some form of food for these worms? Because suddenly this mechanism just starts up and it turns into a mincer. But, so why the penis? That is the one thing I don't get out of this. Why would apples being traded for what looks like cranberry juice instigate a Woody? Because in the next sequence, the dude is suddenly dancing with an apple in his head. And Jabba the Hutt just puts his dick away. Oh, beg your pardon. This is probably too extreme for you. You'd much rather wait for the next bag of fruits to come in. You must go nuts for oranges. No pun intended, of course. And this is pretty much it on the film side. You know, it just cuts back the dude sitting by the fire. He takes another look at Adam and Eve. And a turd worm gets some minced up apples for tea. And we end as we began. Outside the pub, most likely running away in the opposite direction. And that was Cornucopia. Did you enjoy it? I think I did. Visually, it is stunning. I love the textures, the models with those freaky eyes that are bulging out the sockets. They're almost dead inside and just wasting away in this horrible pub, while at the same time helping this big guy fill his worm farm. Now, I don't want to make an observation here, but I feel like, you know, the worms mean something to do with sin? Because you've got the Adam and Eve picture in the corner holding the apple, because as we know, the apple was the first sin, because the serpent, which could be represented by these brown turd worms, on how they tricked Adam and Eve to eat the apple, and of course they're feeding the apples to these worms, so maybe that's just keeping the sin alive or something like that, or that this pub is just a collective formation of sin. I couldn't say. It's confusing either way to me. That was an added bonus. Because this copy of the film I had was off a VHS tape when it was recorded on Channel 4, what they used to do back in the 90s was they used to show like a screenshot of what was to come. And I think this just perfectly summarises the reaction everyone would have for watching this film. Just take a look. Seriously, whoever chose that is a genius. Even the narrator is kind of shook up by it and trying to pull himself together.
It's back to the realities of life in the USA in 10 minutes on 4.
It is too perfect. But anyway, that was Cornucopia, and thank you for watching. I have been Nick Down, and make sure to tune in to the next video because we're going to be looking at Andrew McEwen's Toxic, and that is definitely an experience you've got to see. So until then, thank you as all for watching, and I shall see you next time.
Sometimes you wanna go where